Alright guys, today what I'm going to be showing you is how to pull the engine on an 04 or 05 trx450R. I'm not sure if it'll be the same for 06 or newer, but this is basically the steps I go through to pull it out the easiest. So first thing you're going to do is pull off the plastic. So 8mm bolts here, here, under the gas tank here, and here, and then the front one under the fender right here. So that's 8mm bolts. Just pull them out. Impactor wrench would be best for this, but I don't have it outside because it's about 32 degrees out here right now. Took this thing out riding, first ride after replacing that head gasket. Head gasket blew again. From what I've been told, it's the cylinder kits. Gaskets are junk. The only gaskets you can buy for an cylinder kit. So we're just going back to stock. Alright, now after this, what you want to do is you want to pull the gas tank off. So it'd be 8mm bolt here, 8mm bolt same place on the other side, and then you want to pull your seat off first off. And then from there you want to unclip the plastics. And then there'll be two rubber cords that go down the hooks on the frame that you want to unhook. And then pull your gas line and the tank will pop right off. There's the gas tank. From there, you can take your plastic heat shield for the gas tank off. You want to pop those plastic holders out. I think there's two of them in this. Just plastic heat shield for the gas tank. Just be sure to keep them plastic holders in. Sure, that's like one on it. From there, I like to go ahead and loosen the carburetor. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver for that. One thing, before you pull the carburetor, you have to pull the airbox. It's such a tight fit in there that the airbox won't come out without, or the carburetor won't come out without the airbox. And those are also 2 or 3 8mm screws depending on how you do it. You only need 2, but I think there's 3 mounting points for it. really tucked up in behind the exhaust. We got the stock exhaust, so it will almost be impossible to do that. I have to use a wrench. So, I'll go ahead and grab a ratchet wrench. And the race car with the Motorworks exhaust, I can reach right up in there with just an extension. Very easy to get to, but with stock exhaust, it really sucks. I'm gonna go ahead and just remove the back plastics, but I'm gonna stop the recording for right now. I'll come back once I get them off. Alright, we just removed the 6 bolts. To take the rear plastic off, they would be like here and here, 10 millimeter. 2 up under each side of the fenders on the brackets, both 10 millimeters. And then the plastic should just pick up right off. And then from there, you can get to this last mounting bracket for the airbox really easily from here. And then the airbox should pick up right off of here. And then from here, you want to pull your carburetor. Remember, I like to just drape it over the side instead of unplugging all the wires, because it's out of the way right there. And then from there, we want to drain the radiator, pull the exhaust. So we'll go ahead and drain the coolant. Bucket. That's just an 8mm bolt too. Almost all the stuff that you need to actually maintain on these Hondas are 8mm bolts. Alright, right here we're going to be draining the fluid, cooling fluid. So basically, with these nerve bars, they're gonna get soaked no matter what. So basically, loosen the screw. Loosen it, and as soon as it comes out, you're gonna get a ton pouring out. Not until you open the radiator cap. When you open the radiator cap, it's going to gush out. So be careful when you open the radiator cap. Alright, now I'm going to be removing the exhaust. Everything on the exhaust is 12mm bolts. I'll probably end up speeding up most of this process. Headers on the, you don't have to take off the, from here we're going to take off radiator lines, drain the oil, take off the oil lines. I don't think mine are stock, but I think you need a small Phillips to get them off. Very, very tight fitting though. There we go. You only actually need to remove it off the engine. You don't have to take off the front end. There we go. I don't know how you can see, but right now we're going to be removing the oil lines from the engine. We're not going to be removing them from the oil cooler, just the engine. There's no need to remove them from the oil cooler to remove an engine. And they're 8mm. Almost everything on a Honda, 8mm. Love it. Basically, you loosen, take the screw out, and you should just pop out. And then I like to put the screws back in. Just easy to keep track of screws when you put them back in. We're leaking quite a bit of oil still. Should have let it drain. I couldn't start it up, so couldn't drain the oil out completely. So I'm gonna get a paper towel and set it down over there. All right, right now we're gonna be taking off the plastic engine skid so we can get to the bottom motor mounts. We'll be pulling the bottom motor mounts. After that, we'll pull the swing arm and then the chain, and then we'll take the top engine mount out, and then it's ready to pull. So they're either 8s or 10s on. Sorry about that. I had to pause the recording for a second because somebody was leaving. So I'll just finish taking these out. I love working on these Hondas because everything's so simple. One thing I've learned with Honda though, from the Yamahas, is any type of thread that they have on the frame will strip out so easily. I think that should be it. Yep, there's the bottom plastic skid. From there you want to take these motor mounts right here